You could say MOTOHEROZ cuts a few corners. Specifically, it cuts a consonant and a vowel. And one of the consonants it does have isn't even the right one. But the truth is, spelling is the only area in which your assessment would be accurate. That's because MOTOHEROZ, misspellings and all, is one of the best WiiWare games ever. In fact, that's one of the things that makes this such an interesting game. Released to the WiiWare service in September of 2011, MOTOHEROZ arrived on Nintendo's digital distribution platform to find its flow of content had mostly dried up. The Wii Shop channel was a pretty barren landscape at the time, but what better to do on a barren landscape than flip a four-wheeler? MOTOHEROZ comes from Red Lynx, a studio with a bit of experience tossing vehicles through the air. Their 2009 game Trials HD was a big hit on Xbox Live, and MOTOHEROZ follows in its tire tracks. This is a physics-based racer that has you soaring through the sky and driving upside down, but it takes a course all its own. In fact, it's fitting that the Trials HD design, so inspired by Excitebike, would end up back on a Nintendo platform, and with such clear Nintendo twists. There's a massive racing tournament taking place on the lush planet of Gemma. The rookie driver Gene McQuick is a long shot to win, but he's also the star of the game. So that means, I'm no expert or anything, but based on prior experience, I'd think he probably has a pretty good chance. Of course, that fate is entirely in your hands, and if you're familiar with Trials HD, you definitely have a leg up on the competition. MOTOHEROZ has the same kind of emphasis on physics, and like Trials and even Excitebike before it, your main objective is to keep your wheels on the ground. That is to say, you want to land flat with all four tires to maintain your momentum. Obviously, easier said than done when you're f***ing upside down. The controls are sharp and simple, requiring just the D-pad and the gas button. So the game's easy to get into, but that said, the biggest obstacle in MOTOHEROZ is the physics. The funny thing is, that's also its greatest strength, but because those physics are so accurate, the game demands the same accuracy from you. The slightest mistakes can send you crashing down, toppling backward, throwing your controller. So the game's already complex enough, but it throws even more craziness into the formula as well. There are actually power-ups that give your vehicle special abilities. So you might find a rocket that gives you a speed boost, or sticky tires that let you climb vertical surfaces. This kind of stuff plays into the platformer element of the game. You see, MOTOHEROZ may be a racer, but it's also basically a platforming speedrun. This contributes to that Nintendo feel we talked about earlier. The levels aren't just a series of loops and obstacles, they're entire worlds with alternate routes and over-the-top characters set in these varied and gorgeous environments that are more befitting a game based on running and jumping than driving and flipping. Throw in fantastic multiplayer, online leaderboards, DLC, and all for $15. Red Lynx deserves a lot of credit. They've captured the essence of what makes a Nintendo title so distinct, the color, the imagination, the purity, and applied the same magic to their own product. And as a result, MOTOHEROZ fires on all cylinders as one of the very best WiiWare games to date.